Welcome to Confident Connections, the podcast that helps you show up with confidence and connect with people on a deeper level. I'm Lisa Liu, and here we break down the small signals that create big impact, body language, presence, and the simple habits that help you communicate with ease, increase your influence, and magnify your impact. You'll learn how to make strong first impressions, build trust faster, and feel more confident in any conversation or setting. If you're ready to improve your communication skills and create connections that move your life and your leadership forward, you are in the right place. All right, we love talking body language around here, and today we're going to dive into this because here we are still in Q1 of 2026, and I have done this same talk several times already this year about how we present ourselves and how we are perceived. Are we showing up and being perceived the way we want to? Well, if not, it's because we haven't been intentional enough. That's why you're here. So today I'm going to pull out one of the things that I've been teaching on, and it's anchoring, anchoring, A-N-C-H-O-R-I-N-G. I'm spelling that because when I say it, it sounds like angering. Anchoring, stillness, okay? So when we are in a situation where we're not confident, where we're nervous, maybe we're a little bit ADHD and we tend to move a lot, then when we look like we're fidgeting, when we look like we are, maybe we rub our hands together, we rub our legs, we fiddle with our jewelry, this is actually seen as self-soothing. Self-soothing, when you think about that, I want you to think about a baby sucking their thumb because it's similar. Babies suck their thumbs to self-soothe. You rubbing your hands a lot, playing with your jewelry, constantly rubbing your hands, tapping your hands, tapping your leg, your one leg being crossed over the other and it just jumping up and down. It's all kind of a form. It can be a form of energy. But even if you feel that way, it can be perceived as self-soothing, which makes you look unconfident. That is not how you want to look, friend. I know that, and I want to make sure that you are being perceived in the way that you desire. And I know it's not being unconfident. So excessive movements, just understand they read as nervousness, even when you're excited. So I am, self-admittedly, I am an excitable person. I get excited really, really easy. This is something I really had to work on. I used to be just very, what's the word? I'll just say it, over the top. I don't know. When I look back at how I used to be, I feel like now understanding what I do and looking back, I probably looked a little bit erratic sometimes because I would get so excited and then I would start to fidget. And then that fidgeting, because I'm excited, it felt like a way to get that energy out. But now I understand, and I'm not just talking about a moment here or there. It was just kind of part of who I was and how I showed up a lot. Now looking back, I can see how that could have been perceived by some as being anxious, nervous, or just a little over the top, right? So 3 things we want to be careful of and learn how to anchor. 3 areas where we may struggle and we want to think about. Number 1 is fidgeting. Okay, so I just talked about that. Number 2 is swaying. So if you're standing and you're talking to somebody, have you ever been talking to somebody and they're just kind of swaying back and forth, back? That is think about a mother rocking her baby. Think about being in a rocking chair and rocking yourself. It feels good, right? It's soothing. That does not belong in a conversation, okay? So number 1 is fidgeting. And with fidgeting, I'm going to also say self-soothing. So like rubbing your hands, okay? So we'll put that in the same camp. Number 2 is swaying. Quality meat raised humanely is really important for me and my family, and we've been using ButcherBox for a long time now. They have 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken cuts, humanely raised pork, and wild-caught salmon, burgers, sea scallops, and smoked salmon as well. Every box is fully customizable and their shipping is free. If you would like a discount on your first order, use the code LisaLou and go to lisalouimpact.com lisalou.com/meet. That's lisalouimpact.com/meet and use the code LisaLou for a discount off of your first order. Number 3 is over gesturing. So a recent talk that I just did, I had a couple volunteers stand up and they said the same sentence, but they said it with different body language signals. And the one gal, she's wonderful. She's been a client. She's become a friend. She did her part so well. And I said, for this, I want you to just kind of go over the top and have really big, wide gestures that are just like almost too much for the person in front of you. And she did such a good job. And when I asked the audience, what did you perceive? How did that feel to you? Some of the things they said was like overwhelming, too much, erratic. So make sure that if you do get excited, it's okay to gesture. Gestures are good, but over gesturing or going really big with our movements, incessantly, kind of over and over, it can just be too much. So just learn to anchor. And when I say anchor, I don't mean be still and never move. That's not what I mean. So let me qualify this just for a moment. Anchoring is a good term to think about when you do feel nervous, or if you're somebody who finds yourself moving, fidgeting a lot. Think anchor. Because stillness is a sign of confidence. But over stillness is a sign of aloofness. Is that a word? Being too aloof, okay? So if you're too still and you never move anything, like when you're talking, it's very normal when you talk to move your hands a bit. Okay, that's a good thing. And I'm going to do a whole separate episode eventually on hand gestures because it's a really interesting topic, and it's something that I think I can explain pretty decently, as I do in some of my workshops, the appropriate way to do it. But when we do not use hand gestures, we come across as aloof and intimidating, or robotic, right? Kind of here but not here. When we overuse them, then there's this sense of, whoa, that's a little bit too much, all right? So just over gesturing, we want to be careful. So those 3 things, fidgeting / self-soothing, swaying, just stop. I have gotten literally dizzy before watching somebody sway back and forth as they were talking. I've seen speakers do this. But we can often do it in our conversation. And then number 3, over gesturing. So here is your challenge for this coming week. I want you to become self-aware of your movement. Are you going, do you fidget? Do you sway? Do you over gesture? On the opposite side of that, are you overtly so still that all that's moving is your mouth and maybe there's not enough warmth coming from you? So this week, your challenge is to self-examine, and I want to take it a step further. Ask somebody you trust to be both kind but completely honest to evaluate you. Whether that's in the moment or just saying, hey, what is your perception of how I move? Do you feel like it's too much? Do you feel like it's not enough? You may hear them say, I've never thought about it one way or another. That's cool. Maybe just ask them, would you just do me a favor and just kind of pay attention to it over the next few times you see me? Because I really want to make sure that I'm showing up in a way that adds value to people, that's not distracting, and that also creates warmth and doesn't come across as aloof or intimidating. All right, so I hope that helps. Do me a favor, share this with a friend. As always, I'm honored beyond belief that you are here. It means so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to see you next week. And look, make sure that your next connection is your very best connection. Bye for now.